Hey, welcome to another commentary. This is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be doing it not with James. It's going to be a video of me and Mike, which is from Mike Ross, I should say, which is from Canada Cup. And this is a good idea, I think. It's an idea that a couple people suggested after I have put up the last two, which have just been James and me. And, of course, James is the guy I have the most experience commentating with, been doing it for many years. And so it's going to be a little bit different, I think, than commentating with other people. And I have talked in the past about how I sort of view commentary as a matchups thing. Like, you have to treat different people differently. A lot of people have good strengths in commentary, but with other commentators, those strengths might not shine through. So I feel like it's my job to let the other person's strengths shine through while still contributing. And I think that has to be done a little bit differently for different people. So this is going to be with Mike Ross, like I said, from Canada Cup. Let's just briefly bring it up here. It's going to be the match of Pro Fluke versus Filipino champ, as you can see. I remember this being an exciting match. That's why I picked it. And also, like I said, because it's not with Jimmy C. So I guess I'll let it play for a little bit and, do this normal thing of critiquing my commentary. We'll see how it goes. I don't really remember if there were any good or bad moments on my part here. I just remember the match being exciting. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, 12 is of course you
like
would.
the ink.
It's it's the sketch one, right?
The annoying sketch one, yeah. On Volcanic Rim, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about how I like to play with annoying color 12s. In Street Fighter 4, that's like the stupid looking ink one. On Volcanic Rim, just to be a jerk. Mike is a really good. He's a really good how to phrase this. Not jokester exactly, but maybe that's a good term for it on commentary. I really like what he does with that. So I want to keep up to some degree on that without going overboard, without jumping the shark and talking about Zangief being 5-5 against Sagat, So that's my goal. Well, it'd be nice to introduce the match a little bit. What's going on, folks?
Ultra 2, so he can get some punishes with that.
There we go. And of course, that Forte out. Well, that is pretty annoying to look at.
It is pretty annoying to look at.
That's
perfect.
Nice. Okay.
So he's not going for the normal zoning, right? He's not just setting out fires.
Oh, that's right. I actually did introduce it beforehand before we started talking about the ink thing. I remember talking now about how the matchup goes just a little bit. When I competed, I played as Dalsum. Well, Zangief primarily, but Dalsum was my backup. And I picked up Fuerte at the start of Ultra because in fact, the end of AE 2012, because I feel like he's one of the more interesting, unique characters in the game. He just plays very differently than anybody else. So I kind of get the matchup from both sides a little bit. So I guess I, in fact, did talk about it already. So, okay.
Yep.
Who's keeping himself available. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Look at the mobility. It's so cool.
Again, with Mike, I feel like I should be a little bit different than with James. James has jokes. They tend to be puns, and with Mike, they tend to be a little bit different. Mike makes wild statements, or he has good sound or good voice quality to his commentary that just sounds amusing, and he says funny stuff, but kind of off the wall stuff sometimes. So I guess that's sort of how I'm approaching the comedy side of this, is that I feel like I should be a little bit different, a little bit more off the wall as well. So I don't know if that's right, but that was my idea.
Oh, okay.
EX run.
I want to see that El Forte versus original outfit Ryu.
So right there, I really feel that Mike should have just bit his statement off and talked about that missed Ultra, because I don't know what the deal was with that Ultra. Definitely F-Champ was doing instant air teleport, not ground teleport. So I'm not sure what Pro Fluke's idea was, or maybe he wanted something else and it came out weirdly. But I feel like that was a good chance to move on. And when I was commentating, when I was listening to Mike in that situation, I probably felt like I shouldn't have interrupted, just because in general I don't like it when commentators interrupt other commentators. But there are some times where it's probably for the best.
It's like Danielson versus. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
Yeah, that'd be sick, right?
Yeah, it would be sick.
Oh.
Ooh.
Not
Get in. Okay, got in there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you can punish.
Yeah.
Oh, that could have been big. He's
Okay.
in there anyway. Wait, this could be. Oh, throw, huh? Normal throw.
Yeah.
Pro Fluke. Oh, he doesn't have EX yet.
I wonder why he would. Why Ultra? Oh.
That was a call out of call outs.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know that I've ever seen that in.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that reaction, but during the actual match, I feel like there should have been a little bit more talking about what's going on. I might have gotten too caught up in the sort of silliness of my own approach to commentating with Mike. So maybe I should adjust that in the future.
7 years of Street Fighter 4. I don't know if I've ever seen teleport in, stand around house. Have you? Have you seen that
No,
before?
I have not seen that before. That is just called reactions. That's what it is. That's a sign of a great player.
That roundhouse is really slow to start out. It's hard to react.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you jumped? Watch this. Nice slide.
Wow, that roundhouse is
Yeah.
super good.
Dhalsim is definitely slippery in this matchup.
Okay, here's the chance now. Pro Fluke's in. He's got to make a count. Yeah, not just grab. Oh, we wanted to reset.
I guess that's all right. Although I do notice myself speaking a little bit faster in a way that I feel like I don't do as often unless it's a very hype, exciting type of moment when I'm commentating with other people. And again, I think that's probably because I feel the need to keep up with the energy that Mike brings. But I'm not sure if that's like the best. I might want to play more of the straight man to him. I don't know. I'll think about this.
Okay, he's holding the buttons. You saw that stand short. You know what that is.
Right, yeah.
That's him starting up the charge. Yes, there it was. And F-Champ knew it. Good play. Good play.
Oh, wow, he just kept running. Oh, no slide under. Yeah, that's... When you see El Fuerte running at you and he's glowing, it's really hard to just not want to just sit there and do nothing. Because you don't want to heat the quesadilla bomb, you know. The splash.
Ooh, too far.
What? Okay.
He could have had it.
Yep.
Didn't go far enough.
Nice pressure.
No.
Great pressure from Champ.
So I noticed that Mike is, in general, the guy who is like reacting to the bigger stuff, and that's cool. I hope that I let him keep that up. Like I said, the important thing when trying to commentate with somebody else, I think, is to contribute to it while also letting them do what they do well. And I think Mike does that well. So I hope I keep that up. We'll see.
Oh, no.
Oh, what? Too far.
But in the meantime, I feel like a lot of the meat of my commentary is kind of missing. There's a lot to say about this matchup, and it's interesting and it's weird from both sides. And I've played it on both sides a bunch, so there's a bunch that I could be saying that I'm not.
I like when Champ had him in the corner. I don't like this. Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is F-Champ Sim. Moving around. Oh, good. That was so good.
I love when Champ does that.
Yeah. That might work.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
This is going to be a lot of damage. In fact, this might be, this could cost Champ the round.
Yeah.
I reacted not very excitedly there, but I think that was okay because, it's sort of similar to what I talked about in the last video, where when somebody has a giant road ahead of them, if they're way down in life, as you can see, Pro Fluke can't afford to even chip. Like any Yoga Fire or Flame will kill him just on block. And he had, F-Champ had like 80 or 90% life. So I don't want to like pretend like, this is a huge comeback already, but Mike is, I think, now setting up the stage. I guess we'll listen to it now, but it's important to like set it up. Just as I mentioned last time, if it doesn't work out, then that's what everybody expected, and no big deal. Let's move on. And if it does work out as a comeback, then I feel like it's more exciting. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
This
totally.
could actually cost him the round.
It's 2 mix-ups away.
Yep. From doing all that taunting with the teleport.
Oh, get in there. Oh, wow.
That did cost him the round.
How about that?
Whoa,
Oh, look at this sheepish
Fluke.
grin. The sheepish
Yes,
grin.
wow. Oh, Young Art right in his ear already. Where did he come from?
I feel like that went okay. I don't really have any big criticisms, I suppose.
Art knows this matchup well.
Right, yeah.
He knows this matchup
Yeah.
really well. Wow. Yoga Tower is unthrowable, but it only lasts for so long.
Right, yeah.
Only lasts for so long.
Yep. Oh, he's so champ is so mad right now.
Maybe should have talked a little bit more about some potential adaptations that FChamp could make. I think that I would do that if I had another chance at this match. I think I probably would have had a little bit more exposition in between there rather than just waiting it out. But, oh well, I mean, it's probably not a big deal.
This guy had a 75% life lead and lost it in 4 seconds.
Yeah, on chip for Pro Fluke.
Whoa.
I definitely want us to be reacting a little bit differently to what things are going on. Like, it's not valuable, I don't think, to just say ooh all the time. Every now and then it's okay. As with, you know, the platitudes that I talked about last time where people just say, oh, nice throw, or oh, nice EX run. That's like not interesting, but it's probably okay to do now and then. I feel the same way about something like ooh or whatever, you know, noises we're making. Okay now and then, but at the same time, it's not adding much, and I would rather add something else, maybe some information about it, or like, if nothing else, just a bit of, I don't know. I wanted to say narration there, but maybe that's wrong too. You know, there are probably two best things to do in those situations. Probably, you know, analyze a little bit, or you know, say why it's exciting, or at least if you're just gonna react in some excited sort of way, like have it be a little bit stronger than just ooh.
No punish there. Yeah. Gotta get something at least.
Yep. Oh, God, that's so scary.
It felt like he was going to let it rip, right?
That was a good setup.
Yeah, we're definitely doing that too much. Like ooh or or good setup. You know, it's not adding enough, I don't think.
Forces him to respect the Yoga Flame.
But yeah, you know, at least Mike said afterward it forces him to respect blah blah. Like that's something that's a little bit more concrete, a little bit more interesting. Yeah.
He did do it. He threatened it
Yeah,
before.
he did.
And he saw what FChamp's response was.
Yep.
And so he thought, okay, I can take advantage of this. Oh,
Nice.
Call out.
Yeah, again, there's just too much of that. Come on, folks.
Man, yeah. Oh, this is just.
Oh, that
no.
was cute.
Yeah.
But it didn't work.
You get him?
Oh,
Yes, he did.
He tried to run. Tried to run.
This is going to be a lot of damage. Don't think it's going to kill.
EX fire. Safe chip damage.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow. So risky, but
You can get
well
a
worth
safe
it.
jump there. But he didn't do it.
I guess that was alright. Yeah.
All right. Back to the drawing board here. Players fighting for positioning.
It is a bit of a weird matchup in that Fuerte is so good at just dictating the pace that it's sort of hard to talk about the normal stuff you talk about with Dalsum, like positioning and movement, and, you know, yoga fire setups, whatever. Because Fuerte just dominates the mid range. He dominates not just the mid range. He dominates the neutral game. Right? That's Fuerte in general. Is that he sort of has the prerogative. Like it's on him to decide when to come in. Oftentimes, and oftentimes he can stay away if he wants to. Like that's why I feel like he's very interesting. It's just because the run and his off the wall and all sorts of stuff like that just afford him so many interesting tricks, so much interesting mobility and space control and pace control. So it is a little bit different to just talk about it, but I wish that we were doing some of it.
Definitely bad situation for Champ to be in right now. This is where Fuerte just runs wild.
Lucky for Champ, though. Pro Fluke with the big miss.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, again, like, why would we just say, oh, yeah? I don't know, at that point. Like, at least say what it was. Like, oh, what a brave super. Or, you know, oh, well, it's safe on block if it's blocked. Like, no big deal. Or, why does Pro Fluke keep coming in just with the overhead like that? I don't know, something.
Champ definitely going to want to utilize that Ultra. I feel it.
Yeah, he can use that in punishes.
Yep.
It's hard to use it. Oh, what?
Oh,
what?
my goodness.
And
Yeah, look at that. Like that was a big moment. And while reacting by saying, "Oh, what?" is okay, like I feel it really has to be followed up with why I was like, wow. I was saying that because I was very surprised that Pro Fluke wasn't holding the third really button for Q-Bomb. For like EX Q-Bomb, see if it wall bounces on counter hit, then do another Q-Bomb, because that's a ton of damage. And I don't know, I'm not sure why he wasn't doing it. But even if he's not, like at least get run slide or something like that. But he didn't do it. So that's why I was surprised. But if you're just looking at it, if you're just listening to this match, you don't know why I'm surprised. I mean, maybe, you probably do if you know the game well. But if you don't, then you're just wondering like, oh, what's David, going about? I don't know.
There it is. Like I said,
you got it.
He's going to use it.
You got it. Yep. Teleport back. He saw that Fuerte had overextended. Ultra 2.
Well, now's the time to talk a little bit more about what they can do to adapt to each other. I wonder if we do that. Hope so.
And Pro Fluke now has to think about it.
That's right. The sheepish grin is no longer there. He is now...
Oh, man. So I mentioned that he needs to, figure it out or whatever it is I said, but not like with no extra interesting discussion.
Looking a little bit more intent.
Yep.
Oh, is he thinking about character switch? Yeah? I've never seen him play another character. Maybe he does. That's not to say he doesn't, but I've never seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's no way. Like, what are you doing? Nobody believes you that you're going to pick somebody else.
Again, there's a bunch there that we could talk about that we're just letting off the hook. That sucks. Why would he try to switch to Yun? Is Yun a better matchup? Yes. Explain why. What are the reasons to stay with Fuerte? What could he be doing better as Fuerte? There's a lot of stuff to talk about right now that we're just not doing.
Well, I don't know.
Did he pick?
He went to double.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Why would he go to double? Just, I don't know.
Wonder why.
Yeah, that's a good question.
All right, guys, come on.
I mean, now, if he does get something like Ultra 2 or whatever, I mean, that...
I've mentioned how people start back up from silences by saying things like okay and all right, but one of the ways that I often do it that I have heard myself say a few times in this set is, I mean, that's how I come back. I guess I often also do, In fact, I started this little discussion with, and I said it again after a short pause. And I was just about to do it. And I sort of felt it trying to roll off my tongue, and I was like, no. It's hard. It can be tough, but it's something to really work on. Even now, like as I'm talking right now, I find it difficult to not insert filler like that. Just because it's something I'm so used to doing. We all do it. We all say we say I mean, we say we say all right, we say okay. There are so many things that we use as filler. And I think that that's okay in casual conversation. And I think it's even okay now and then when it comes to commentating, but I really feel like it should be kept to a minimum. It's tough because you want to use that, like those moments where you say things like okay, etc., I mean, etc. That's time that you're using to figure out what to say next. Or in my case, it's not just that, it's that there are easier sounds for me to start sentences with. I don't know, that sounds weird, but there are some sentences, there are some sounds that I have trouble starting sentences with. Just I get stuck on them. Like sometimes I'll stutter on them. So I try to avoid those. And one of the ways that I try to do that is by having those little time fillers, those little tropes. But I should probably work on that.
That round that he won, that he stole.
Yeah.
He wouldn't win if he was using Ultra Combo Double, because
that's true.
It just does so much less damage.
Exactly.
Well, there's at least some interesting talk.
There's the outfit. That's the one.
You like that one?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
There's way too much of that. Just the individual, oh, wow, etc. That's... it could have been way better.
Champ teleporting all around the place. Oh. And, you know, when you're fighting against that and Champ just teleporting all over, it does a lot of mental damage to you as a player.
Yeah, I agree.
That was a good point, and I wish I had backed it up a little bit more.
Because you're like, man, can you stop?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I really just let that fly off. That's too bad.
Oh, Champ knows that he's in his head. He
yeah.
knows he's in his head.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Not like this, Champ.
Pro Fluke
The
is just...
UK is watching at home. Please, Champ, don't disrespect an entire nation.
Pro Fluke's eyes were just on the ceiling. Just rolled up as far as they could.
Well, like I said, I think the mic is good at reacting in those kind of like weird, well, not just weird, but exciting situations. So if you noticed, I was about to say that line about Pro Fluke's eyes being rolled up because, man, I remember his expression. It was like so annoyed. So I wanted to bring it up, but then I heard that Mike was starting to say something, and I just felt, it's probably better for him to handle. And then afterward, I mentioned it again. So I think that was okay. I think I handled that all right.
This is... Yeah, okay. Fluke has to step it up here.
I'd like to see... Oh, I was just going to say, more fajita, yes.
There you go.
Because there's been such consistent blocking out of Champ.
I always want to see Fortes use that because it's so hard to stop. You got to be worried about the splash.
Yeah.
Nothing about that, huh? That's happened a couple of times where Filipino Champ gets Pro Fluke in the corner and goes for Flame. In fact, those kind of setups are a little bit tough for Forte to deal with because his escape options, well, EX run, gets armor broken by Flame, and so after the Flame, if Sim continues it with like a back medium kick, it's not a type block string, then Forte can EX run out of it, but it's a little bit tough, to know exactly when to do that. So it's an interesting corner trap that I wish we had commented on.
Okay, the block this time. Again, no punish. Pro Fluke. Oh, no, that's not going to work. Oh,
okay.
And well punished as well.
It looks like we're going to go down to the last round here.
So holding on a chest bump.
Yep. Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on,
wait a minute.
Hold on, though.
Wait a minute.
Champ's still playing here.
Wait
Champ's
a minute.
still playing.
Wait a minute.
Does he steal around?
Oh
He does!
God.
He steals
Filipino
around!
Champ! My goodness.
Pro Fluke stole around. Filipino Champ now steals it back.
He definitely stole that one. There was no reason. Fluke should have lost that last round there.
No. Yeah, he ran into it just too hard.
Wow.
He saw it was time to close it out. That's what he felt.
Yep.
And he just ran into...
Well, at the end there, you could hear sort of Mike and I competing a little bit for who would talk about it in a way that I like to avoid, but I don't know. I think sometimes it doesn't sound bad. Maybe that was one of those times. And then I liked how I finally analyzed it a little bit afterward. Man, I feel like that was really lacking in that set. Just in general, I feel like we did not analyze things enough. I feel like there was a lot of dead air. And many of the things that were not dead air, that were us talking, were just little noises. Ooh, wow. Things like that. So, not my best work, I would say. Maybe the part of that is that it was with Mike. I really like Mike's commentary, and I think he does a great job at being the excited person. And I guess my thought going into this was that I should at least keep up a little bit with his energy. if you recall, in kind of a silly moment at Canada Cup Master Series in January, I believe January, Mike and I were commentating together, and it was hard for me to not keep up with Mike saying like crazy stuff, and so I came out with Sagat Zangief being 5-5, and I remember like just wanting to keep up, but that was bad. So I reevaluated how I should deal with the Mike Ross matchup. And this was my thought, essentially, was that, I shouldn't go over the top like that, but that I should be keeping up to at least some degree, at least trying. But in fact, maybe now that I've had another chance to adjust, maybe, in fact, the better way to go is to let Mike handle most of that stuff. If something comes up, like at the end of that last round there, I'm not saying that I want to avoid having energy or that I want to avoid taking on the big moments or anything like that. That's always important to have, I think. But I feel like I should let Mike do that a little bit more often. And then during the other moments of the match, which is certainly the bulk of the match, I think I should be talking a little bit more about what is in fact going on. Well, maybe not what is going on, but why it's going on, when, where, those interesting questions. Maybe that's a better way for me to add to it. I find that sometimes when I am up against those matchups on commentary, like with Mike, like with Eris, I feel like I jump the shark a little bit, and I want to avoid that. At the same time, I don't want to completely avoid the sort of entertainment of it, because that's a big part of commentary, and I don't want to abdicate that role. That would not be a good idea either. So there's definitely a fine balance in there. Some of my most fun moments on commentary have been with Mike. They've been with Eris. They've been with Yipes. People who are good at that sort of stuff, sort of jokes and exciting stuff and whatever. I've really had a blast with those guys, but I do feel that I could get better at it, and part of that is just that I don't have as much matchup experience with them. With James, I have like infinite matchup experience. So much experience, and which is good. I think it's really resulted in pretty good commentary out of us for the most part. As I've said in the last couple of videos, we can improve, but I feel like it's pretty good most of the time. But with other people, I think that I could get better. I really think that I could get better. So I'm looking forward to that, to continuing to work on it. And in the meantime, what I do is, I think about things like this, right? So these videos are not just me talking about what I do. There are moments where I am trying to reevaluate in a way that I do anyway. I try to watch videos of myself commentating. Not everything, because there's a bunch of that, but I try to at least catch like a few matches, maybe an hour or something like that after I get back from a major, and just see some sort of representative sample. Or at least a random sample, and hope that it's representative, and try to figure out what I could do better. So that's what I'm doing right now, is just thinking about it in a way that I honestly would be if I wasn't making a video. It's just how I think about it. Maybe I'll do another person next. Maybe I'll because I commentated with Eris a couple of times this year, and let's see, Spooky a couple of times, and there's been a few other people who I've commentated with that I could probably look up, and in fact Baruti as well. Those are interesting, and it's interesting for me to think about the different matchups and how to approach them, because different people have such different commentary styles, and I like a lot of them. I want to keep people who have different styles. It would be boring if it was like some Max Esports style where everybody copies the two progenitors of the scene. That would suck. That's boring to me. So what I want to do, I guess, is when I'm commentating with somebody else, I want to help highlight what is interesting and unique and good about that person's commentary. I don't want to try to tamp it down at all. But on my side, I think that requires that I be a little bit more flexible, and which I'm happy to do, certainly. But I just have to get better at doing it. That's all. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm certainly working on it, but not there yet. Not there yet. I got some more work to do. And I, whenever I listen to somebody else commentate, like if I'm listening to like dudes in the UK or like Z or whatever, I'm often thinking like, oh, how would I handle it if I were commentating along with Logan or with F Word or with Z or whoever? How would I approach this if I were their commentary partner? What would I let them handle? What would I do myself? And would that create a different result? Would it be better? Would it be worse? A lot of thoughts like that. So it's fun. It's fun to think about. As far as the Mike Ross one goes, as far as this particular video goes, maybe the whole set of our commentary wasn't like this. I haven't gone back to listen to the whole thing yet. But I really feel like there was too much of dead space. Not only of silent air, but also of just not terribly interesting commentary. So that's something that I would add, I think, next time we do it, just to sort of wrap up my thoughts on this. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Hope these have been interesting. They're certainly helpful for me.